Hi, and welcome to this week's Facebook Live. Thank you for joining as you come on the call. It's lovely to have you here on this Monday evening. And as you do come on the call, if you can add your name in the chat box so I can see who's watching the call live. And if you're watching the recording of this call afterwards, thank you so much. And don't hesitate to send me any questions or comments you might have through an email or a text message or comment wherever you're watching this video. So tonight we're talking about our energy field, and particularly at the moment with everything that's going on with the coronavirus, how we can protect our energy field. Not so much from the virus itself, although everything that we do is adding to our overall immunity of our energy and our physical body. Hi Danny, thanks for joining. But also energetically, in terms of what energy we're actually swimming in and being exposed to and taking on from the world around us. And so by energy, I'm talking about the subtle energy of thoughts and emotions and fears and beliefs and information that we're receiving from the media, from friends, from families, from concerned loved ones, neighbours, things that we're reading, things that we're hearing. So we're looking at tonight what we can do energetically to ensure that our energy is whole and complete and sealed, and we're not taking on the energy of the people around us that might not be serving us in a positive way. Of course, if the energy around us is uplifting us and nourishing and nurturing us, then wonderful. But if we find that it's kind of dragging us down in a way, then it's helpful to know what to do with that. Thank you for joining the call. If you're here, please say hi in the chat box so I know who's on the line. It doesn't actually show me on the Facebook screen. So first up, if you're on the call live, how are you feeling at the moment? It's been another week since I did the last Facebook Live. I'm sure things have transpired in your life over the course of that week, or the life of your family members or friends or work colleagues or neighbours. So just in the chat box, how are you doing at the moment? What's happening? What are you experiencing at the moment, and how are you feeling? So any comments are welcome. For me, this last week has been quite a retreating time, and also taking calls from clients whose circumstances are changing. Hi James, thanks for joining the call. Just general question, how are you feeling at the moment? How are things for you? It's been another round, kind of like a second round of changes in work circumstances, and some people who are working from home are starting to perhaps find a bit of a rhythm. People who have perhaps been made redundant or temporarily sent home on leave without pay. It's adjusting to a whole new experience there for some of us. So how are you feeling at the moment? Hi Natan, Niti, sorry. So that's the first question. It's an important question for us to ask of each other, to really connect. And as human beings, it's not just there's this global pandemic, but as human beings, how are you feeling? How are you managing? How are you coping? What's been happening for you? So any comments in the chat box? I've had a couple of emails from clients saying that their level of fear is rising at the moment, fear around catching the virus, fear around changing their circumstances. So fear might be coming up for you at the moment. Some people I've had comments from that they're feeling a bit, getting a bit annoyed, a bit tetchy, perhaps because of the isolation, but a bit annoyed with, despite the people's best intentions, asking how they are or offering suggestions, what they can do. They're kind of like, leave me alone, I don't want to hear anything at the moment. Let me digest it all and cope in the ways that feel right for me. So a little bit of annoyance for some people creeping in. Anything for you that are joining me live on the call? How are you feeling? How have things been permeating for you? A roller coaster of emotions, yes. Thank you, Danny. It is very changeable times. Even just if you look at what's happening with government policies within Australia, New Zealand, around the world, just the social rules and what is allowed and not allowed is changing on a daily basis. Certainly week to week there are big changes happening. So that can bring with it not just a roller coaster in changeable circumstances, but our emotional reactions to it, and the social reactions to that as well, and then reactions to reactions, and so our own emotions can go up and down with that. Getting used to working alone, yeah, that can be very challenging. Getting in touch with self at a deeper level. It's slow though, so it is a beautiful opportunity of quiet. The streets are quieter, we're not involved in so much chatter. It is creating the space for all of us to have a bit more quietude, if not solitude, to go internally and to reflect on not only how we're feeling, but what is going on for us. Today I wrote a blog because I noticed that I was still holding quite a lot of tension in my jaw, and it was kind of steeling myself against the world. And it was really showing me where I was not trusting and trying to control things. So all of our different responses and reactions to what's going on are coming up. And so having a bit more space in our day, in our life, to reflect on how am I feeling and what's going on internally, and what is the significance of this whole experience. We're certainly being given that opportunity at the moment. James said, taking time to reestablish an equilibrium. Yeah, in my meditation today, what came up was the word rhythm. We're all having to kind of listen and find what is our new rhythm. And it's a very different rhythm for most people at the moment to the rhythm we had just a few weeks ago. Those that are on the coalface of the medical system, their rhythm is like ramped up 1,000 mile. For those who are not working at the moment, their rhythm has slowed down. And how do we even tune into what that rhythm is? So re-establishing an equilibrium, finding that balance, trying to accept things like fatigue at odd times. Yeah. So fatigue at odd times can sometimes be our stress response. Or, we've been coping, and then we let go. Or it can be a level of exhaustion and fatigue just from mentally coping with all the changes that are going on at the moment. There's a lot of information for us to process and stay on top of and stay alert to. And so fatigue is definitely one way that can play out. Robin has said, lots of tension across my shoulders. So carrying that energy there, that sort of tightness, that energy can be, the energy of responsibility, feeling a burden if things we're worried about how we're going to bear that responsibility. It can also be the energy of what if this happens, what if, a kind of a bracing across there. And it can also be sometimes to do with a bit of anger and vulnerability there. So lots of things we can carry in the shoulders. Just carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders at the moment. We are all being asked to carry a little piece of global responsibility at the moment, and so that can be held in the shoulders as well. And just going back to what Niti said, getting used to working alone for people who physically live on their own, as I do at the moment. Even my dog Chocho is not here at the moment. Getting used to that complete living alone, and we're really being asked to stay in our homes pretty much these days, apart from the necessities of getting out and getting food and medical supplies and going for a bit of exercise. So for some people, just coping with the aloneness of that and the quietude and learning to befriend ourselves in that process and not feel lonely even though we are alone, that's a big adjustment for people to make as well. So thank you for sharing that. For some of the things that have been spoken about this week and the energy that's going on, some of the news releases or announcements were talking about saving people's lives and livelihoods. So we've got this double whammy at the moment. We're not just dealing with a physical disease or a virus, but all the economic ramifications that makes it such a complex equation. Robin, haha, living alone is normal for me, nothing has changed. Yes, and the introverts of the world are having a fantastic laugh at the moment going, nothing's changed, welcome to my world. And the extroverts are climbing their walls or balconies and screaming out. And there's certainly a lot of beautiful humour at the moment being shared through the internet in terms of memes and video compilations of people coping with quarantine, and for the introverts it's a breeze, nothing's changed, nothing's different, and other people are ready to throttle themselves or each other. So that's an important aspect in terms of where do we get our energy from. And so tonight, as we're looking at how we protect our energy, if we are an extrovert and we do get our energy from the outside world, we need to be discerning at the moment in terms of who are we getting that energy from, and what is the vibration of that energy. Is it uplifting us, or is our extroversion taking us into fields where we're taking on energy that is satisfying the extrovert within us, but actually the energy is taking us down into a negativity that doesn't serve us? So great point to make there, Robin. So let's just talk about our energy field before I go into an exercise, a very, very simple exercise we can all use to protect our energy. What is our energy? What am I actually referring to here? Well, everything has energy. It's as human beings, as sentient beings, we have an energy field that surrounds us, and it's kind of, think of it as being like a bubble, the space in which we exist, not just the physical body, but all of our thoughts, our emotions, our history, our story, our beliefs, all of the energy that makes up who and what we are, our spirit, our soul, all within this bubble of energy. And it was really interesting this week, the Prime Minister of New Zealand talked about we need to stay in our bubble. Be in your bubble, people. Jacinda Ardern was telling that to the public, and she was doing that for two reasons. One is so that stay in your bubble so that you don't go out into the world and share your energy, or in this case virus that you might be carrying, and infect other people with that virus. And also stay in your bubble, stay home, so that you don't take on the energy, or in this case the physical virus, from other people. Well, that's looking at things on the physical, biological level. What I'm looking at tonight is an extension of that, looking at things from the energy level, the level of subtle energy, that is the energy that we're constantly giving off in terms of thoughts and feelings and emotions and beliefs and fears and doubts and hesitations, and all of that energy that when you step into the energy field of someone else, and someone steps into your energy field and feels like they're invading your personal space, that's really what we're talking about, is our bubble, our personal space, where our energy extends beyond the physicality of our body into this space around us, which for most people is generally, there's no exact science here, but generally about 1 meter in all directions. For some people it's bigger, for some people we're a bit more contracted in our energy field. But what's going on in our energy field and the energy field of other people, and the energy that we're actually circulating in when we're out in the world or exploring the world through our devices or conversations with someone in the same room. So we're talking about that energy, and what's the energy that we're taking on. And now we're really being asked on the physical level to take personal responsibility for the physical, safeguarding our physical energy on the biological level to protect our immune system. So if you take that one step further to the subtle level, what we're talking about tonight is to take personal responsibility for safeguarding and protecting your subtle energy on that psychic level. So really, rather than physical hygiene of hand washing and social distancing, we're talking about psychic hygiene in terms of how clear is our energy field, how sealed is our energy field, and to what extent are we taking on other people's energy or even trying to force our energy onto other people. So we're talking about psychic hygiene rather than physical hygiene. And the two things go hand in hand. One is on the physical level, one is on the subtle or the energetic or the spiritual level. So it's really relevant that Jacinda was on top of it this week talking about, stay in your bubble. Tonight we're talking about how do you protect your bubble, energetically speaking. So just like we need to protect our physical borders on a national level or a state level or a community level or a house by house level, we're talking about protecting our energetic border or boundary that surrounds our energy field, so that we're whole and complete and contained within our energy, and we're not carrying the energy of other people's stuff that we might have taken on, or might have had some leakage in our own energy field, that we're absorbing that energy that's not serving us and doesn't belong to us in the first place. So does that make sense? Before I go into the exercise, and it's a very simple visualization, does that make sense? Any questions about what it is that I'm talking about here? Anything that you'd like me to add or explain or understand, please add in the chat box, or if you're watching this recording afterwards, then by all means send me questions, email, text, however it works for you. So anyone on the live call, does that make sense? Just give me a thumbs up or a yes or no, don't have a clue what you're talking about. No comments? All good? Okay. I'm going to assume that you know what I'm talking about here, and it's all making perfect sense to you. Great, Denny, thank you. Makes sense. Excellent. All right, so I've been talking about this energy field that surrounds you, and I've been talking about not taking on other people's energy, because it is very easy for people to be offering their energy to us, concerned relatives. Thanks, Kath, makes sense. It's very easy as other people are going through challenges and difficulties, if you're at all empathetic, it can sometimes feel very natural to you to be sympathetic to their situation and feel sorry for what they're going through and kind of join them in that energy. And I spoke last week about, it doesn't serve anyone if someone is swimming in negative energy or drowning. It doesn't help them to jump into the water with them. So it's about understanding, when we're with other people, the distinction between empathizing with what they're going through, having compassion for what they're going through and how difficult and challenging it might be, compared to sympathizing with them and joining in the energy. Oh, you poor thing. That must be really awful for you. That's really terrible. I wish this wasn't happening to you. Hi, Simone. Thank you for joining. So the difference between empathy and sympathy is really important to understand in terms of the way we're interacting with other people. Or even when we're watching the news or reading media headlines, there's some pretty tragic things going on in the world at the moment. If we go into sympathy, then we join with that energy, we merge with it, we start to take it on, we absorb it, and then you feel pretty awful afterwards, and it's difficult to shake that off. We feel heavy in our energy because we're carrying that energy, and that doesn't help anything. We don't help anyone by carrying their energy. We can help them, however, by empathizing and having compassion and care and kindness about what people are going through, and being there to listen to them and to ask them, what support and assistance could I offer right now? Do you need right now? How can I help to assist you? What is it that you would like right now that says, I know you're capable of being uplifted? What is it that would assist you to do that right now? So you're actually empowering people through empathy rather than joining people in that energy through sympathy. So that's an important thing to remember when we're interacting with other people in the world around us. But when it comes to our own energy field, what we're going to do now is go through, as I said, a really simple exercise to clear our own energy field, clear our bubble, let go of the energy that we might be carrying already without realizing it, that is not ours to carry, that doesn't serve us, that might be weighing us down a bit as we're out and about in the world, be it physically or through media and electronic technology. So clearing that energy that is not ours, and then bringing in the light of our higher self, our soul, our divine energy, and then sealing that energy so that we are now whole, complete, protected, safe, sealed, shielded, and supported, that our energy field is now intact. Our bubble is secure, to perhaps use Jacinda's language there. So if you're ready, what we're going to do is close our eyes. And this is a practice you can do anytime, any day, and it is a wonderful practice to do at the start of your day, at the end of your day. So let's just begin by closing our eyes and taking a few slow, deep breaths. Breathing in fresh, new energy and letting go of any tensions you might be carrying. Breathing in through the belly, nice deep breaths. And just letting go of any tension. And taking a third inhalation. And just letting it all go. And then just allow your breathing to find its natural rhythm. And as you do, just bring your awareness into your heart space, your heart chakra, your heart space, the general area in the center of your chest, not the physical heart, but just that general heart space where you connect in with yourself, with your soul. And as you do, just connect in and allow your awareness to be in that heart area, and just allow yourself to feel the energy there. To notice how it feels. Maybe it feels a little bit chaotic. Maybe it feels nice and calm. However it feels, just acknowledge and allow. And then just very gently, imagine calling back any psychic energy that you might have been giving out over the last little while. Any thoughts, mental energy, emotional energy, feelings, fears, doubts, limitations. Just imagine calling all of that energy back very gently and just sending it down into the earth. Just asking that it be healed and made whole by the earth. So just calling back your own negativity or fears or doubts or hesitations or judgments or blame, any of that energy that really doesn't serve the world. Just call it all back and send it down into the earth and ask that it be healed and transformed. And then imagine doing the same with any energy that you might have taken on from the outside world that is not yours, that you might be carrying. Just imagine all of that very gently flowing down through your body, down through your legs, down through the soles of your feet, down into the earth. Any negative energy, any energy that belongs to other people, any energy that doesn't serve you or is not for your highest good, just ask that all of that energy gently flow down into the earth as you release it, and ask that it be healed and transmuted by the beautiful earth beneath us. And then bring your awareness back into your heart space, connecting in with your soul. And then imagine connecting with a point, a beautiful radiant light about 3 feet or a meter above your head, connecting with this beautiful light that is the light of your higher self, way up above your head. And imagine it shining a beautiful, warm, radiant white light down from that point about a meter above your head. And imagine that beautiful white light coming down very gently to your crown chakra or energy center, the top of your head. Imagine just breathing this beautiful white light into that crown area, allowing it to gently fill with this light of your higher self. And as it does, imagine the light just very gently continuing down through the central channel of your body, down to the third eye area in the center of your head, or the brow chakra, between your two eyebrows in the center of your head. Imagine the beautiful white light starting to gently fill this area, this energy center. With each breath, just breathing this white light into your third eye center. And then invite the white light to continue traveling down through the central channel of your body, down to the throat area, our communication center. And just imagine this white light filling your throat area, your throat chakra, with its beautiful, clear, radiant energy, beautiful light. With each breath, just filling the throat area with this beautiful white light. Then imagine the white light traveling further down through the central column of your body, down through the spine, and coming into the heart area. And just imagine it starting to radiate and gently filling your heart area with this beautiful, radiant white light. And then imagine the energy continuing to flow down through the central channel of your body into the solar plexus area, that energy center where your diaphragm is, just below where your ribs meet in the middle. Imagine this area starting to fill with that beautiful white light as the energy is flowing all the way down through the central column into your solar plexus energy center. The energy center of our lower mind, our personal power, filling with this beautiful white light. And then imagine it flowing down to the sacral area, that energy center just below your navel, below your belly button, in the center of your body. Imagine breathing the white light to fill this area of your body. The area of our emotional body and this sacral chakra. Just filling it with a beautiful radiant white light. And then allowing the energy to continue on down through the central channel to the base of your spine. Just gently filling the base chakra or the root chakra at the base of your spine in that perineal area. Allowing it to also fill with this beautiful, radiant, white light. With every breath, just gently filling this base chakra with this white light. The light that is the light of your higher self, universal energy flowing through you. And then allow that beautiful energy to continue its journey down through your legs, down through the soles of your feet, down into the earth, as far down into the earth as it needs to go in order for you to feel really anchored and grounded. Seeing now this beautiful column of white light from the very top of your energy field, right down to the very base of your energy field, anchoring you above and below, in spirit, in the physical. And then as you do, imagine a beautiful bubble of white light surrounding the entirety of your energy field. So about 1 meter or 3 feet in all directions. Imagine your energy field being surrounded by a beautiful bubble of white light. however you imagine it. And then surrounding that bubble of white light, imagine a beautiful circle of a blue-colored light, a blue-colored flame, a flame that doesn't burn but actually protects you, surrounding the bubble that is sealing your energy field, surrounding it with a beautiful blue flame that you are setting the intent that this blue flame seals and protects around your energy field. This blue flame, know that it is the energy of healing and transformation, transmutation. So as you surround yourself in that bubble of white light and that circle of blue flame, set the intent that your energy field is now sealed and whole, safe and protected, shielded and supported on all levels of your being. And that any energy entering or exiting through that circle of blue flame is transformed into pure loving energy, that only pure loving energy may enter or exit your energy field. And then in your mind or saying out loud, set the intent, so it is done. And then knowing that your energy field is sealed and protected, just gently give your fingers and toes a bit of a wriggle, have a bit of a stretch. Taking that energy with you throughout the rest of your day, your evening, wherever you go. And just slowly open your eyes whenever you feel ready. Have a bit of a stretch. If you have some water there beside you, have a drink of water. So now your energy field is sealed. So those of you that are on the call live, if you don't mind just sharing, we're here in community, so please, if you don't mind sharing, how was that for you in the chat box? When we go to Zoom, we'll be able to speak this out loud, but how was that for you? What was that experience like? Do you have any questions? How does it feel? I feel very refreshed. Like my energy is a lot clearer, a lot lighter. Anyone else like to share? Have you all come back? Are you here? I can see you're watching the call. No comments? Okay, so while you're getting brave enough to share your comments, that is an exercise you can do, and you will have this live recording. You can use it anytime. I am also recording this as an audio file, so something that I'll send you as an email. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, then please go to my website and subscribe so that I can send you the recording of that, and then you can use that on your phone anytime, day, night, wherever you are, to seal and protect your energy. Mary Lou, feeling more settled, unclenched my jaw. Excellent, yay. Happy to do that for someone else. James, love moving light through my body, feeling lighter. Excellent. Kath, feeling calm and contained. Beautiful. So I gave you the rather sort of longer version there. This is something that you can do very easily and simply for yourself in a much shorter period. And certainly the more practiced you get at using that process, the more you can do it in an instant. And of course, Danny, tension in your chest has dissipated. Excellent. So, you know, what is that telling us? That our tensions have dissipated. It's telling us that perhaps some of the energy that we were feeling before that was making us tense or heavy or clenched in areas, perhaps wasn't even our energy. Perhaps it was energy that we had taken on, and so letting it go and resealing our energy, our bubble, has actually brought us back to ourself more than anything else. Feeling calm and grounded, fantastic. So that's something we can do for ourselves. It's free. It doesn't need to take as long as I took. Like I said, once you're more practiced, you can do it very quickly and simply. And just like when we go out into the world at the moment, we're really being encouraged to come home and wash our hands and do our physical hygiene. I would encourage you when you go out in the world, and by that it might be like spending an hour looking at social media, looking at news headlines. For some people, this can be a time where you kind of obsess watching the evening news and get a good hour and a half dose of the same thing in triplicate. If you notice that you're starting to feel any of those things that you've mentioned, like tense or uptight or aggravated or irritated or annoyed or tension in the body or difficulty sleeping, perhaps you have taken on energy that doesn't serve you. And so use this just like as you would come home and wash your hands. Come home, come back to yourself and clear your energy field. Call back the energy that you might have been adding to that ocean in which other people are swimming. Call it back, send it into the earth. Clear out energy that you're carrying that doesn't belong to you. Send that down into the earth. Call in the light of your higher self. So you come back home to who you are in the heart of your being, the essence of the divine, magnificent, pure you, clear you, whole you. Seal your bubble, surround it in blue flame, blue light. Set the intent, I am now whole, complete, safe, protected, shielded and supported, and only love may enter or exit my energy field. I pretty much did that in 30 seconds then. And there's no reason why you can't do it in 30 seconds. The more practiced you get at it, you can do it. Boom, 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 boom. Seal, bubble, blue flame, set the intent. Okay, I'm good to go. I'm here. I'm back to myself. And really, this is the responsibility we're all being given at the moment with this global situation. It's not just the responsibility of self-isolating or quarantining or not going out and socializing and spreading, potentially spreading viral germs or picking up contaminants. On a much bigger scale, globally, we're being offered an opportunity to really look at what is the energy I'm contributing in the world? What is the type of world I want to be creating going forward? And so we're being given this collective quietude to contemplate our personal responsibility and to recognize we all play a part. So we're being given this beautiful physical example of the part we play through physical hygiene. And I would encourage you to look at what's the energy that you're carrying, that you're contributing, that might not even be yours, or might not be helpful in the ripple effect that you're giving out. Take personal responsibility for that. Clean up your energy field on a daily or a weekly basis. Just take a moment to do that. And when you feel that you've picked up energy that doesn't serve you, don't keep carrying it. Take 30 seconds to just quickly go through that exercise. Let it go. Let it be cleansed. It doesn't serve you or anyone else. And reseal your energy field. And that way, when you're contributing your energy to the world, you know that you're doing it in the best possible way for yourself and for those around you. And that's really what we're being given the opportunity to do on the physical level at the moment. And I'm just putting forward the proposition that perhaps we're also being given the opportunity to do it on an energetic level at the moment. So, any questions for those that are on the live call? Any questions, anything that I haven't covered tonight that you would like me to cover? And also I would throw it open to any questions that you'd like me to cover in future Facebook Lives. I will continue to do the Monday night, 8 o'clock, Sydney, Melbourne time. So are there any topics at the moment or questions? I'm also writing a blog almost on a daily basis, not necessarily publishing them, but things are flowing through very rapidly. So is there anything that you would like assistance on at the moment that you're finding difficult or challenging, or the people around you might be finding difficult or challenging? Feel free to add it in the chat box, and if not, to send me a private message or email if you feel it's more personal, because I'm here to be of service to you. So in whatever ways I can help, I want to make it the most useful, so that you're being served in the best possible ways and able to be your best self as I'm attempting to do the same here at my end of things. So any questions before we finish up? This recording will be available from my website, and I'll also put the audio file. So if you found it helpful tonight, please feel free to download it. I'll send it out in the newsletter as well, so that you can have it on your phone and use it anytime. But like I said, the more you use it, the more practiced you become, the easier you'll find to do it for yourself without any prompting. So with that, I hope you found tonight helpful. I welcome all comments, all feedback, and if you have any suggestions for future topics, please send them to me. Otherwise, have a beautiful week. Use the quietude and stillness to support you and uplift you in ways. And if anyone is struggling, then please feel free to contact me. I have more time available at the moment, as do we all. Okay. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, everyone who joined the call live, and for those of you watching at home. Take care. Bye.